is it anywhere?
Tamara here, and welcome to the Loft. Tonight we have a wonderful, phenomenal guest. I'm so proud to call him my son, Corey Justin James. We're going to be talking about love and relationships and
Yes,
how
ma'am.
people view them. Because, people have different opinions and different thought processes on things. And he has a wealth of knowledge and he's able to really share from his point of view. And he was willing to use this platform to do so. So I'm excited about what he has to say. So, Corey,
Yes, ma'am. Hey, mom.
how are you, darling?
I'm living the dream. I'm living the dream every day, every
Yes,
single day,
indeed. Every single
manifesting it.
day. Were you
Every
working
single one.
today? Were you
Huh?
working today or were you off?
Oh, I was off today.
Okay,
Monday.
nice. So you got to chill.
Oh yeah. Well, never chill, but always like that. I'm not at work.
Okay.
Yeah. You always gotta. I'm still hustling. Gotta make that income even on the day off.
Yep, you got to do what you got to do.
Come on now, inflation. Ain't no way. I need extra money.
Oh, God. Especially with my grandbaby.
Oh yeah. Anytime I walk into a store, anything like if I buy myself, it's weird. It's so weird thinking
Mhm.
about where you were and where you are because I used to be like, yo, forget them kids type. Like, yo, like I'm so glad I got a kid, all that stuff. And then you
Uh,
have one. And if I buy a piece of candy for myself at the store, I'm like, you know what?
uh-huh.
This is selfish. I need to go buy my daughter some diapers. I need to go buy her a teddy bear. I need to go buy her 3 new outfits. And my I wanted a piece of chocolate, and now my whole cart is 150 filled with stuff for Eliana because I'm like, oh no, it's selfish. I can't just get a candy bar. No, ain't no way. I gotta get her something
No,
now. She just
but
becomes
you,
your world. It changes your whole mind. Like your whole heart changes. You know,
uh-huh.
like you can't do certain things either. Like you can't
Mhm,
do what you used to do. You have to
mhm.
change. Like it's crazy.
Oh, really? Does
Oh
any of
yeah,
that sound familiar?
it's not like you know or anything. It's not like you
Yeah,
my mom
yeah,
or nothing.
yeah.
Right,
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
right. No, it's crazy. It is
It
crazy.
is.
It's an experience. It
So
is.
Corey and I always have some deep, really involved in conversations. He is a young man of wisdom. And we were talking about love and talking about relationships and his perspective on it. And, even I think I might be setting myself up a little bit here, but even but we're talking about transparency. I gotta be fair.
Yeah, you gotta be open, and
So
honest.
yeah, but not, you know,
I
you know,
know everything. I was
you
there.
know, we
I
here.
was there.
We here.
We got the signals though.
Yeah, we got the signals be like,
I got
you
you.
know the faces.
Right.
All right. So, like your perspective, when we were talking the other day about love, I loved what you were sharing. Like, especially when you said your first relationship, that was powerful. And I said, and I've heard that before, but coming from you, it really blessed me. I was your first relationship.
Very
So let's
first
start with
relationship.
there. I
Very first
want I want
relationship.
you to share about that.
So you were, oh man, you were definitely my first relationship ever. And people, as soon as you hear relationship, uh, people automatically assume it means like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife.
Yeah.
But you have so many different relationships in your life. It's not singularly one thing, right? So you have a
Mm-hmm.
relationship with yourself, you have a relationship with your mom, your dad, your friends, even. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like it's not just with a woman or just with your partner. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Um, so my very first one was you, and I know that because that's your mom is your first love. You know, your parents are your first love. That's like the first feeling. That's the first example you have of
Mm-hmm.
everything is between you and your parent. And boy, I was a mama's boy. It was no other way. It was rhyme. I remember, yeah, man, I would just stick my chin in you sometimes because I was just so like, I love my mom. Like, I really did. And I mean, I watched you though as well. So, you know, oof, it's hard though because you are such a sweet and amazing woman and you're so strong, you're so independent. But being a woman, and you being my idol and you being the person that I'm building this relationship with, you see your friends go through it, you see your brother, you see your mom, you see your dad, you see how even in a relationship, even when you're with somebody else, like your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you see how they're treated by everybody else. And you
Mhm.
watch that. And that forms your opinion about that person as well. Like I'm not gonna lie about it, it really does. So they're treated horribly and they don't stand up for themselves, and you see that, you automatically assume that protector role. You feel like you need to stand up for that person. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You feel like you need to, and as I would with the first relationship I had, because my
Mhm.
mom, you sweetest person in the world. But in this world and how it is sometimes, people are just is like sharks. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So me being your son and watching you and building this relationship, I assumed a protector role. That was the earliest, especially because you were a single mother. So
Mhm.
as a man, that was my first fatherly instinct, and it was with
Mhm.
you. That's where that protector, provider idea came from because I saw the struggle. You understand me? And that ignited that fire, that manly fire in me. Oh, that because this was my first relationship, and you see what I'm saying? See,
Yes.
like like it all forms you. It all forms you in some way. And so, I mean, oh man, but there's upsides and downsides to all this because we're all human and emotions really will blind you for years. You won't see
Mhm.
what's right in front of you. You won't see the solution because you're just so
Mhm.
engulfed in emotion. That's how formidable and serious emotion is. If you think
Mhm.
that being emotional like is hard, it's
Yeah, it
hard
is.
because so many emotions hit you all the time, and sometimes you have to find balance and everything. But in relationships, especially family, friends, stuff like that, it really can consume you sometimes. Uh,
Mhm.
but you were a lover because that's what you were seeking. So you taught me to love, right? Now,
Mhm.
John Hughes movies, okay. We got the you know what I'm saying?
You
We
gonna
got
call me
we
out?
got the dude standing there with the boombox at the window. We got Felicity. We got Vampire Diaries. You understand? I was a lover boy. I went out there and oh man, I was so lame. I was the kid at high school. I remember because this was your pocket. I was spending your money. I went and I took my mom's money. I ain't even gonna lay claim to it. It wasn't. I was like, hey mom, can I get can I get these roses? I want to pass them out to girls in school. Mom, can I get these roses? I want to pass them out to girls in school. It's Valentine's Day. I was that I was that dramatic. I was in theater. I was just, I fell in love with
Yes.
any girl that smelled like cake. Any girl that smelled like cake. Any
Remember
girl that
that?
had like a sweet scent on it. Like my uncle, my uncle Michael said I was a walking hormone because I was just a lover boy, like just bred. And it's because I'm watching my mom. My mom was seeking love, so she's passionate when she loves. She's a strong lover. She's a mom. Like that's what I'm seeing. That's the relationship I'm building is what I'm learning from. Because if we are anything, and this is even scientific, if we are anything, it's the experiences we gather from interactions with other people. It's never
Right.
alone that you really find yourself. I feel like personally, because the things that happen around you form you as a person. You're learning. You know what I'm saying? You're learning this stuff. There's been cases where people have been locked in basements with no sight, no sound, no nothing, and they can't
Mhm.
even speak. They can't
Yep.
even like their brain doesn't function correctly because they did not have interaction with other people. Basically, every altercation, every relationship that you have is very important. It's very serious.
Mhm.
People don't realize you are. I'm gonna use myself as an example. I know there's older people. I know there's younger people who go through a lot of things, but I at 25 am tired of already. It's not anybody's fault but my own, because I'm an emotional person, and I was viewing everything like a John Hugh movie, like it works out in the end. And the generation that I'm in, that's not how it works anymore. So the love that I was chasing after, watching my mom, her love, how she loved the stuff like that, the love that I was chasing was one that in my generation was forgotten. So I wasn't necessarily prepared for the love that I was going to receive on the other end when I went out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a lover boy, the passing out the roses, the being the overly dramatic and romantic, dropping rose petals on the floor. And yes, gentlemen, men everywhere, that is 100% the thing to do. Be romantic with your girl for sure, but with the right woman.
Mm-hmm.
With the right woman, that gets lost in translation. Men and women, excuse me, that person has to earn that from you. It can't be given freely like in a movie. Like, oh, every date is going to be a fantasy. Every time is going to be incredible. That affected me by teaching somebody that using me was okay.
Okay.
That's my experience from the
Mm-hmm.
situation. I would do the most. Every single man, I was celebrating 4th of July by her, like, you know what I'm saying, by her gifts. Nobody gets gifts on 4th of July. We know this. But I was like, oh, it's a holiday. It's gonna be extra. It's gonna be grand. It's gonna be amazing. But there's gonna be times where, that's not financially smart for you.
Right.
And that doesn't come into question when you're young. That doesn't come into question because it's not my money that's being spent. I'm going to buy gifts on my mom's dime.
Yes.
Like that's what it is. No, that's really, and so you're really confused, because when you get out in life and then you're paying your own bills, you have your own place, you have your own car, you have your own responsibilities. And now, me personally, I even have a child, which my child has to come before me. She can't run out of diapers. She can't run out of wipes. So I can't go to the bar because I need to provide for my daughter.
I love it. I
Right?
love
You
it.
see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so you're not and again, there's relationships everywhere around you. So this relationship that I built with my mom, I didn't necessarily understand that that's not going to be the same relationship I have to build with somebody else. It's not going to be the same strengths, and not everybody really understands the depth or the seriousness of what a relationship can do to your life.
Yeah.
What can happen to you and it's as simple as this: you being associated with somebody who does something wrong can possibly get you jail time. That's how
Yeah.
serious a relationship could be.
Truth. Truth.
Being with
Yes.
the wrong woman, okay, okay, being with the wrong woman or being with the wrong man can also get you some jail time. No, I'm being for real. I'm being for real.
Truth
I'm
though.
being
Yeah.
100%. Or a loss of life. We watch the news. We see what
Yeah.
happens. We see what relationships can really turn into, how powerful emotions are. You sit there and you've lost years of your life. But as soon as you let it go, the first thing you think about is, why did I waste all that time caring about that? It makes no sense. I don't even feel that way anymore. Or you ever get into a really bad argument with somebody you love and you say something rash and 5 minutes, but 5 minutes later, you're not even as mad over the subject. You want to be like, hey, I remember my mom, she used to give us spankings, right? So she'd be mad. 5 minutes, all that, whatever. 5 minutes later, y'all hungry? You want to watch a movie? I'm about to cook some dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, and at the time, as a kid, from my perspective, it's like, oh, we ain't never gonna eat again. She ain't never gonna cook another meal because we're in trouble. We're bad. Like, we're gonna starve. You hungry? And she's like, dinner, and it's all, forgiveness, stuff like that. But like, for real though, how it just relationships are so serious. It really, really affects the things and what happens, your decline, your elevation, everything. And me, in my experience, I was a lover boy in a Shark Tank. So my energy was, I was unevenly yoked, as my
I like
mom
that,
puts it,
Corey.
as she
I like
says it,
that.
evenly yoked. And so many, and oh, it was guilt. I couldn't leave because I love unconditionally. I couldn't leave. Even though in my head, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't see this happening for too much longer. You know, like you tell yourself in your head, I don't see
Mm-hmm.
this happening for much too longer. If you can
Mm-hmm.
have that thought, you need to sit down and talk to them. Be honest
Yeah.
with yourself. And that's
Yep.
the relationship you have with yourself. So me, I didn't have a good relationship with myself. I depended on the relationships that I had with other people around me, and that's who I was.
Right.
So the girl I was with, I was infatuated with her because the girl I was with was who I was. That's how hard I held
That's
on to
deep.
it. That's how much I loved. That's how much it was unconditional because it's us. You know, I was a
Mm-hmm.
romantic lover, like
Mm-hmm.
overly compensate, like overly so, like doing the extra when I should have had balance to be like, oh no, ain't no way. I don't like that, so I'm not going to deal with that. But that
Mm-hmm.
takes time to build. It
Mm-hmm.
really does.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes pain too sometimes. It doesn't have to, but when you
Mm-hmm.
don't experience something like that, I personally feel like people have to go through pain. You have
Mm-hmm.
to feel that little jab. And I know that sounds like messed up because you're like, oh, you can teach them, you can tell them. But anybody who's ever been born on the face of the earth has been told. You tell your kids tell their kids, your kids will tell their kids. You
Yep.
you will give that information, but it's not until they meet the right one, they do the wrong thing,
Mm-hmm.
they say it to the wrong person, that they find out what it really genuinely is, and that's just experience and that's time. So
Yeah.
I thought I knew everything. I really did. But getting to the age that I am now, still young, still thriving, I'm realizing that I know nothing. Even with everything that I've learned, I know nothing.
Right.
And it's okay to not know nothing. It's
At least
okay
you
to ask
admit to it.
questions.
At least you
Right,
admit to it, because a lot of
right.
people do not, especially your age, Corey. They don't
Oh,
admit to it. I'm proud of you for
for
doing
sure.
that.
I don't know a thing. I want to come back home. I want you to pay all my bills. I want to just take out the trash. I don't want to do nothing else no more. I'm being for real. I don't come on. We can look, mom, I don't need really much. Just a meal, a hot cooked meal once a day. You
Oh
know,
my God.
if I get breakfast, that would be love. I don't even know. Yeah, not for real. But it's the most character development that I've had in my life
Mm-hmm.
has been through relationship.
Yeah.
It hasn't been on my own. It hasn't been. It really
Right.
hasn't. It's been through a relationship with somebody else that taught me a lesson. Never do that again. You know,
Uh-huh.
or wisen up. Ooh, or wisen up.
Mm-hmm. That's good. The
Or
the
wisen up.
the you're speaking a lot of wisdom.
Well,
Your
it's
volume went
not.
down. Okay, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
It's not wisdom as much as experience.
Experience.
Experience. Because I am I am still not where I necessarily want to be. And I'm talking about relationship wise and all. I am in the midst of a divorce currently, you know?
Yeah.
I'm 25 in the midst of a divorce because I
Mm-hmm.
thought, again, at 23, 24, I thought I knew everything. You see what I'm saying? And oh, it's that is another character development. Splitting holidays. You see what I'm saying? Even if I get her in the morning, that night, it doesn't matter what part of the day that she's not with me, she's not with me. You
Right.
understand? That's character because of relationship, and you see the warning signs in the air. You see them, you know
Mm-hmm.
them.
Yes, indeedy.
You really do. But
Mhm.
when you are a lover boy, a lover girl, you look past it
Yes, yes, yes,
because you see the better in that person. And that's what
yes.
you want. And you will do anything because, but this is the kicker. This is the kicker. It's because that's how you want to be loved and respected. So you
Right.
expect that person to give it back to you, and they will not. Being unevenly yoked will drain you and give you nothing in return.
You
So
got
what
that
you're
right.
left with is a broken person
Yes.
when all you have to do is have a relationship with you, with
Hmm.
yourself. Love yourself. You can really not love somebody if you
Hmm.
can't love yourself. I believe that fully. I believe it utterly in
Powerful. You
every
know, your
way and
cousin.
form.
Yes. And I said, AV, I just spoke with him,
Right.
and that was one of the things that he said to help him to overcome was to start
Right.
loving and care about himself. That that's the common
It's
denominator.
the only way. It's the only
That's
way.
powerful. Yes.
It's the only way. It is the only
Yes.
way to really move forward in anything and anything that you
Yes.
want to do and any passion. You know, you look and you see these people that are the one percenters, the people that made it, the people that, and they're doing things that they love, never something that they hate. It was because
Hmm.
they didn't listen to all this other outside noise. They just kept consistent and kept doing it. They just went
Hmm.
straight forward. There was no other, there wasn't a plan B.
Hmm.
And a lot of people are spoon fed that plan B, though. The schooling
Hmm.
systems, your family members, your friends, because they can't see something that's your dream. If it's your dream, nobody else is going to understand your dream. It's
Amen.
yours for a reason.
Truth.
It's for you.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's not
Hmm.
for your friend who doesn't understand what you know. It's not
Hmm.
for your mom. It's not for your dad. It's not for your grandpa. But one of those people will be used to come at you.
Hmm.
And that's
Hmm.
hard to believe, but you had those times where you had this grand idea, the best thing
Hmm.
you ever thought about. And you go and you tell somebody you care about most and they completely ruin it for you. And now you don't want to do it anymore.
Hmm.
And it's not because they're not still your loved ones. It's not because they have any hate or animosity towards you. But sometimes when you say too much,
Right.
somebody is not going to be receptive to your dream and your vision because they can't see it. And trying
Exactly.
to come at somebody's logic like that
Hmm.
offends people sometimes. They want to bring it down, you know,
Yeah.
even with religion. There's groups of people you can't speak about religion in
Hmm.
because they will get, because it's beyond that's not true. They don't believe
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
gauge your conversation in every room and gauge
Yes.
in your life in every
Yes.
room. You have
Yes.
to articulate your conversations in every room you are. You have to know the relationships you have with everyone. Expect a snake
Yeah.
to be a snake.
Yeah.
Expect who's in your corner to be in your corner.
Mm. Mm.
These are
Mm.
relationships.
Hmm.
So if you're friends with somebody who you know can't see that potential, who can't get to that place, that
Hmm.
friend I'm only gonna see on Christmas. But when there's that boy, that dude you got in your life, another relationship, somebody who strengthens you. Nah, man,
Hmm.
don't do that. You better than that. Lifting you up, making sure you're
Yeah.
good. I'm gonna see him every day. I'm gonna make
Yeah.
sure you're good. I'm gonna come to your house and make sure you got food in your fridge because that's
Hmm.
somebody where that's building, that's strength.
Hmm.
That's what you need. That's a relationship you need in your life and around you.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Now, it sucks, but if your dad or your mom or your grandparents or your cousin or your aunt is the
Hmm.
person who's bringing you down, that
Hmm.
still has to be a person you only see on Christmas. Does not matter.
You said it.
It does
That's
not
it.
matter. I ain't biased. Yo, I kick
Yes.
kick 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 kick
Toxic. Yeah.
kick 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 kick
Toxic
kick.
is
I got a
toxic.
purpose. I got stuff to do. I got
Amen.
stuff to do. I got
Toxic is
stuff to do.
toxic.
Kick, kick,
Yes.
kick, 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 kick,
Yeah.
kick, 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 kick. I got stuff to do. I'm busy. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't hear the haters. I ain't got time for it. I ain't got no time for it.
Woo.
I ain't got no time for it. No. God called me. He said, "Hey, yo, you got stuff to do before I come back." And he coming quick. He on his way. He's on his way. He on his way. I got stuff to do. There is no more none of that. There is no more none of that. There's
Yeah.
no more. There's no more. We are all adults and we're
Yeah.
still not being able to communicate with each other. Oh no, I don't like that. No.
Yep.
Every relationship you have around you is important. Your circle, who you hold close, is
Yes.
important. So you can't be walking into things blind. And that sounds
Mm.
really harsh, but that lover boy mentality was wrong of me.
Mhm.
And that lover girl mentality is wrong of her. That
Yeah.
woman who is doing everything, paying everything, dealing with all the stuff he's doing, enough is enough. You're insecure. You're not fit. Like, you got to love yourself. You have to build with yourself. You have to elevate yourself first and foremost. When you have
Mhm.
kids, that kid, that life that you created is somebody that you put before yourself. Understandable
Mhm.
for the ones we love, but if there's somebody like your significant other
Right.
who is taking advantage, you
Mhm.
see it, you know it, you feel it. You're unhappy, but you're
Mhm.
consumed with the idea of love is unconditional,
Mhm.
which it is, and yours
Mhm.
can be. Just because you leave them doesn't mean you do not love them. You're
Mhm.
leaving them because you love you, and you're done sacrificing you for
Amen.
something you're not getting in return.
Yes.
So, if loving you is a problem for them, you should have been let them go.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. See you later. So again, I'm 25 going through a divorce because I realized that in the situations that I was in. It kept,
Yes.
oh no, no. My daughter will not see me get loved that way. And that goes
Right.
back, and excuse me, Mom, I'm not trying to let you out. But that goes back to the first relationship that I've ever had with my
Right.
mom. Okay. I've seen my mom misloved. I've seen my mom mismanaged. I've I've seen my mom taken advantage of. And she loved overall. So when I went out into love, my mom's not at fault for loving overall because she is a saint for that. That's how people are supposed to be, right? That's how it's supposed to be. But in the future, my mom learned as well that there is love that we deserve and love that we do not deserve.
And I
But
found it.
in
Thank
the
you, Lord.
all, and I'm a quote a book, Perks of Being a Wallflower. We accept the love we think we deserve.
Right.
Okay. And that's a quote from a book, basically meaning we accept what we think we deserve. And
Mhm.
sometimes you're not having that relationship with yourself, you're accepting the bare minimum.
Mhm. Mhm.
And let me tell you what bare minimum is, just so I can heat for a minute. Let me tell you what bare minimum is. Bare minimum is cheating. That shouldn't be like oh, you should thank me for not cheating. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. That's expected. That's on top of everything. That's your duty. For
Yeah.
real. You shouldn't be doing that in the first place. Okay?
Yeah.
Us
Mhm.
splitting bills and providing and loving each other. That's expected, right? Above and beyond, okay, ain't asking me how my day was and actually listening. That's not above and beyond. Ain't no
Mhm.
way.
Mhm.
That's expected.
Mhm.
And that's for man and woman. If your wife wants you
Mhm.
to listen to her, that's expected.
Mhm.
That's how a relationship works. She ain't gonna listen to
Mhm.
you spill all your problems, and then as soon as she wants to talk about hers, you're not there. Ain't no way. It'll never
Yeah.
last because it's unevenly yoked.
Mhm.
You're taking energy, not giving it back. 50-50
Mhm.
is what it takes.
Mhm.
She's gonna get tired. You're gonna get tired.
Mhm.
And that's in friendships as well. Friendships. Sometimes you just want to yoke your friend up. Oh, my boy Nate, I tell you, my
I
brother
love
even,
Nate.
my brother, we be at it all the time. all the time. But because of that's what, if you can use the same type of skill you use in the relationship with people that you keep around, even though you
Right.
argue, you could master every relationship in your life. But
Amen.
people are confused and think that relationship is only, oh, that's, like, oh, that's my relationship with them.
Yeah.
It can't be that way with everybody else,
That's the truth. Yes.
but it can.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a round table, a warrior's table. You can
Yes.
have that.
Yes.
But what people are missing, what you're not seeing, just like Amy said, what you're not seeing is that you have to love yourself first. And then you won't be picking
Yeah.
snakes anymore because you see the snakes. You see them and you know
Yes.
them. You
Yes.
recognize them.
Yes.
You see? But you can't recognize them if you can't recognize yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really know
That's
who you
true.
are.
Yep.
You don't really know what you like.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really know what you love. You don't know what your passion is. And I don't want to hear age. Oh, man, I don't want to hear age. I don't want to hear age. You can be 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, be starting over.
Mm-hmm.
People getting divorced at 65. Been together
Yes.
20 years.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Mismanaged relationships.
I've seen it.
When all they had to do was love themselves. There's people who are laying on deathbeds right now who haven't just woken up to themselves.
Yeah.
Unaccomplished, unfeeling,
Yeah.
lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All it
Yeah.
takes is whatever energy you're putting out to everybody else, just shoot it back at yourself just for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Spend some self-care. Take some
Mm-hmm.
time, some self-care. Drink some water.
Yeah.
For real. I'm being for real. And I
That's
didn't
true
know
though.
this.
You speaking
I
the
didn't
truth.
know this. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
I'm still neglecting myself. Still to this day, speaking the words that I speak, I'm still neglecting myself. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to really change what you've been feeling for 20, 30, 40 odd years.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. It's possible. You just have to be awoke. You have to be awakened to it. You have to hear it. You have to hear, you know, you have to hear somebody else say it. You have to see somebody else see it and be like, oh no, you'll be good. You need that strength. You need to stop surrounding yourself with weak people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Some people are meant to be distractions for you.
That is truth. Yes.
Real.
Yes.
Some people
Yeah.
are. Some people are
By
like,
design. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's in a simulation. They're little agents, mouth breathers.
Julian calls them agents too. Like
Agents.
from the Matrix.
Yes.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
agents. They're meant for
Agents.
one thing, and they don't even know.
Yes.
That's the worst thing. They don't
Yep.
know.
Yep.
But you wake up, you'll know, and you'll be good. You'll be safe from that despair.
Yes.
So I mean, relationships are important. They
Yeah.
matter. Pay attention. Love yourself. Talk to yourself. You know what it is. You sit there and you just sit there and say, what are 10 things I could change about myself to do and accomplish the goals that I want to do? You'll have that list quicker than you'll have that list. You'll get to one, then you'll think of two, then you'll think of three, then you'll get to 10 before you even know it. And you have a list of things that it's in your brain. You can change to become better, but you haven't done it. And that's the question. Why have I not done it? Why have I not taken that step forward? There could be somebody in your cabin that's draining your energy, bro. There could be, no, I'm being for real.
But it's the truth. You telling the truth.
It could be you not loving yourself fully and giving too much when that is supposed to be going somewhere else.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It could be as simple as that. It
Mm-hmm.
could be straight you. It could be just you holding
Mm-hmm.
yourself back, not taking that
Mm-hmm.
next step, not just going for it. Not like, but Gary V,
Mm-hmm.
who I watched that man, he said something. He said, "We all die. We all die. We die. That's
He's
it.
good.
We live
Yeah,
this
he's
life
good.
and then we die."
Mm-hmm.
So what are we doing today? For real. What are we building? What are we accomplishing? Who do we have in our circle? That's why it's so so important to pay attention to the relationships that you keep, the love that you give, and the love that you receive. It's so
Mm-hmm.
important. It is so
Mm-hmm.
important. I should not be 25-year-olds splitting holidays with my daughter. I should be building a family, white picket fence, all that stuff. But I wasn't careful with the relationships that I kept.
Mm-hmm.
It's all live and learn, right?
Yes, you do. You know, I've lived and learned and in my journey through everything that I've been through, I will share my story at another time, but
All right.
um because because you were with me throughout it
Oh yeah,
all.
I was there.
So, but in the end, I met the love of my life. I mean, he's with the
Yeah,
Lord right now, but I met the love of my life. And he showed me what I needed to see in regards to the real meaning of love. I'm all getting choked
right,
up, but it's the truth.
right.
And it's just like, but and because he did, if I even decide, to, find love again or whatever like that,
You'll know what to look for
I know exactly what not to accept and what to accept because
because it's out there.
yes, it is. I
It's out
had
there.
it and he set the standard, he set the bars high. Because he loved me with the love of Christ.
Right,
Yep.
for sure. And that's a lot of people think that there is not that person. They can't. It's not possible
Right.
because again, I'm in the point in
Right.
my life where I'm tired of relationship
Mm-hmm.
and I'm young. So I can only
Mm-hmm.
imagine the people who put more than just 5, 6 years into a relationship who are just torn and broken and think that there is no more love,
Right. Right.
that there is no more relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But there is. It's just how you go about it, is how you do it. And it's an easy process, but it's hard mentally,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
It's as much as taking some time to appreciate yourself, realize
Mhm.
who you are, and be honest with yourself. Just be
Right.
100% honest.
That is the
You
truth.
know you
Yes.
is
You know
you gotta
you
love
best,
you.
right?
You know you
And it's
best. You
all,
do.
yeah, and it's all a part of the journey.
Right.
It's
But you gotta
all a
stop
part of the journey.
sacrificing yourself for other people.
Yeah.
You have to stop doing that. No
Mm-hmm.
more. No more. We are all kings and queens.
Mm, I
Okay.
like that.
So if the
Mm-hmm.
if the king is not treating you well, there's another king somewhere.
Yeah.
I promise you, who will. And I mean, there's damage on both sides. There's bad men, there's bad women.
Right.
It goes all the way around. But
Mm-hmm.
just communication is the best key. I can speak on behalf of men. Men, we feel like it's used against us, the vulnerability. So we
Mm-hmm.
don't like speaking because that gives you the ammunition to use later, especially if you see I feel some way about something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Women
Mm-hmm.
sometimes will say that they forgive the man for
Mm-hmm.
his transgressions, but don't really mean it, get back with him. And then because a man is like more simple minded,
Mm-hmm.
you say you forgive me, I believe everything good. Nothing's wrong. Everything's straight.
Yeah.
But in
Yeah.
her heart, she still doesn't forgive me. So she's not getting the emotions she's needing for the catering. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
she's not getting catered the way she needs because I don't know she still hasn't forgiven me.
Right.
You know, I'm unaware. So if you really don't forgive him, let him go. Let him go. Just let him go. Just let him
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Because first and
Yes.
foremost, shouldn't have been doing it anyway.
Right.
I don't know. But like, and I would just be honest with yourself, know yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because that's more wasted time that can turn into a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because you knew you didn't forgive him, but you said you did because you missed the good times.
Right.
You missed the good
Mm-hmm.
times. You missed the embrace. You still love him. All that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you gotta let them go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lack of communication. It's a lack of knowing yourself. It's a lack of love upon yourself. It's sometimes just your experience. Because I know some people didn't have bad upbringings or nothing like that, or they do genuinely love themselves. They just think that it's acceptable for this behavior because that's all they know. I remember getting with a female, and she said that she would, and I'm so different.
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy. I'm so different. She would be like, if you cheat, I'll forgive you. I'll just be mad for a week and then I'll get back with you. One, why would
Yeah.
you ever tell me that?
Yeah.
Why would you
Mm-hmm.
ever tell me that?
Mm.
Right? Two, right? That just get, if I was a
Mm-hmm.
bad person, do you know that just gave me the opportunity to do something bad because I know I'm going to get away with it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Two, right? Who hurt you? Like, Lord, like, wow, that is the lowest bar I've ever seen somebody set for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
especially to voice it out loud to the person that
Mm-hmm.
you're with. That I'll understand if you do, you know, because you
Right.
really think that low of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And just, oh, so many people out here deserve so much better than what they're allowing themselves to have. And you
Right.
can't wait around to get the right person to realize what you deserve. You have to get it yourself.
Amen. That's
You have
powerful
to
right
go do
there.
it yourself. You have to realize yourself. You have
Mm-hmm.
to do it for you. You have to show up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because again,
Amen.
I come from a background, I've seen my mom have to wait for somebody to notice. My mom had to wait for a man to notice.
And I'm
I have
glad
to
I
wait.
did.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
It was worth the wait, I tell you that.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right. But the pain is what you didn't deserve.
Right.
You
To
see what I'm
get to
saying?
that point, right.
To
Mm-hmm.
get to that.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't deserve that. You're my mom. I never wanted to see that.
I know. And I
You know?
appreciate you for it. Corey,
I,
this has been it was unexpected conversation, but it was a needed conversation. And it blessed me. And I'm so glad that you were transparent and shared what you did. And I am so proud of you. I don't care how grown you are, you know, you still my baby boy. You my baby
right.
boy. But you have grown to be a phenomenal young man. And this is not going to be the only time you're going to be on the show because there's so many facets to you that, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
need to be need to
Right.
be
There's
heard.
an
And,
overview.
and this is just a little teeny piece. And I said, I
Right.
can't wait to have you and your brother on. That's going to be fun.
Oh.
That'll be very entertaining.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
That is going to be a ball. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh no. Oh man. You gonna have the
Yes,
brothers on there?
yes, yes. The Winchester brothers.
Oh man.
Oh God, I always call them my Winchester brothers. But um, you know how much I love you and appreciate you. You are an extension of my heart, and I thank you so much. And I am very proud of you. And you know I'm here with you through the journey, and you've been there for me through everything. We grew up together pretty much. And so But the Lord has a lot in store for us, and I know He has a lot in store for you. And I'm looking forward to seeing that manifest because it's already happening. It's already manifesting with the choices that you're making and the steps that you're taking. And the accountability is the most important thing is being accountable for the choices, knowing who you are, knowing the wrong decisions so that you won't make them again. And you're not just pointing the finger in one direction. And you're doing the best that you could do to take care of Eliana, to take care of your daughter. And that is a beautiful thing. It's admirable. You only 25 years old. And it's they don't think like that sometimes. And it's just like that's why I'm proud. I'm very proud of you. And
Well,
but I'm
thank you for
looking
having me.
forward. I'm so glad that you're
I
here.
appreciate you. I love you as
Yes,
well. I always like having conversations with you. Um, and we will definitely talk more.
we definitely will. This is not the only time you're gonna be in here. So this
Right.
concludes our show for the evening. And I would just like, do you have any last minute things you would like to say to the audience to encourage them? Word of inspiration or anything?
Um, keep living the dream, no matter what. Bad days, good days, worst days, great days.
Yes.
Continuously live the dream. Do what your
Yeah.
heart just guides you to do. Know that, you know, if it is the worst day, it'll
Mhm.
always be a better one. And God bless for real. Be safe out there
For
and
real.
just continuously live the dream, manifest it. There ain't
Amen.
nothing but it. That's all there
Amen.
is you, your hope, your faith. So just keep
Yes.
forward.
Amen. Hold on to the dream and with unwavering faith, continue to live it. Bye bye for now.